So today we're going to talk about QR codes. Many people have seen QR codes, possibly you've scanned one yourself, but I just wanted to go into detail today. Hi, my name is Jerry with SD Homes. I'm a social media manager, and I'm also a administrator for a blog in Chula Vista called thechullavistalife.com. And today I want to just go into details about what and how, and some of the things you can do with QR codes. So let's get started. So you can see this is a QR code, and maybe you've seen something at Best Buy, in a magazine that might have come in the mail, sometimes in flyers and magazines. So starting to see these more often. So, but the point of today's topic, it's how do you use QR codes as part of your marketing arsenal? At least that's the way that I use them, and I try to teach some of the agents on how to use them. It's really important. They're very powerful. People are using them, and you need to know how. If you're a small business owner, an entrepreneur, that's kind of what I do, is I help in any way I can so that you can use the tools that are available to you to become more efficient, more effective at marketing. So let's take a look here. So QR codes, if you didn't know what it stands for a quick response code, and it's a code that was created in Japan by a company, Denso Wave Inc. in 1994. Is when the old barcodes, we've all seen them at supermarkets, but this is kind of a new modern way of using barcodes, and there's plenty that you can do with them. We'll get into that a little bit later. But 25 to 34-year-olds are using these the most, and this is a survey that was done in June 2011. Almost 15,000 people were surveyed, male and female alike. You can see the numbers up here at the top, and you're looking at a huge percentage of the population, the 25 to 34-year-olds. You could say the Y generation, right? And then the 18 to 24-year-olds, you can see that they're starting to use them as well. Even the 35 to 44-year-olds. So those age ranges have really been using them, and it just keeps growing and growing. So we'll get into that a little bit later here too. So here's the big question: how the heck do I make money with QR codes? This mumbo jumbo, social media, this and that. But truly, this is a very powerful tool, a very powerful marketing tool, and it's just a way that you can reach your audience. So we're going to talk about how you can make money a little bit ahead here, but definitely it's a way to be efficient with your time and with the marketing that you maybe have already invested in, like print media. We'll get into that a little bit later as well. So QR codes, really, here's what it is. It's a way for you to streamline the information that you've created to your audience, whatever that information might be. If it's a video, if it's a marketing flyer, or if it's something that a map or some sort of a URL, a website. It's a way that you can get that information quickly to your audience, and they don't have to punch in www.xyz.com 1 2 3. There's no punching of any numbers. So that's really important. It's really easy. All you do is scan, and then you go. So today we're going to discuss 3 things about QR codes, and those 3 things are: number 1, to understand why the heck you should use them. So I don't have to convince you, but truly I'm just speaking from experience, and they are it's important that you should know why to use them. So we'll get into that. That's the first thing we're going to cover. And the second thing we're going to cover is for you to learn to be, what can be done with QR codes. I've mentioned a few things already, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about what you can do with them. So, and the third thing and the last thing is going to be how do I get started? So let's get started with number 1. So the first thing you can do is, the first thing we're going to talk about is, why should I use QR codes? Well, they're free. That's a good thing, right? Free is good. They're very fast, very efficient, and you can have a lot of fun with them. So it's important to enjoy yourself. I mean, might as well have fun. And really, it's just the use is pretty much unlimited. It's a matter of being creative. So more and more people are using QR codes. Businesses are using them as a strategic marketing tool, both large and small. And we'll get into that a little bit here. So 52% of the people surveyed have actually seen QR codes, and about 30% of the almost 30% have actually scanned with their smartphone. So Starbucks is starting to use QR codes to actually for payment. You can see on the cup here in some Starbucks, they've actually you can attach the QR code to like a credit card, and every time you scan it, you know, you're basically paid. So it's a good thing. Or you can give a gift, kind of like as a gift. And the other thing is the stats are incredible. 1,200% increase from people that have scanned just from July to December in 2010. So it's definitely growing. People are using it more and more. Businesses are using it more and more, and we're seeing them pop up all over the place. So don't take it lightly. You know, you need to dig in. And here's the percentages as far as smartphones go. You know, the iPods, yes, and the iPhones are the ones that have been used the most. You've got 68% of the people that have those phones have actually scanned a QR code. 26% of Android phones, and you know, a smaller percentage Blackberries, but they have been used as well. And here's the big picture. You know, this is something not to take lightly. So big companies like Ford, Pepsi, Audi, Starbucks, Best Buy, McDonald's, Ralph Lauren, these huge companies, they're starting to use these QR codes for advertising. They've seen the benefit, and they've seen the numbers, and they're digging in. So I suggest you do the same. So number 2, so what can be done with a QR code? So print advertising. The old way of advertising, it's not dead. A lot of people say it's dead, but you need to. It's only dead if it's not as efficient. You cannot track who actually sees your flyer. That's why junk mail is called junk mail. When it comes to your home, what do you do with it? You throw it in the trash. So, if you attach a QR code, at least if you can see who scans it, and people are more likely to scan something if it's of interest to them before they throw it away. And the great thing about QR codes is it's trackable. You can actually see who scanned it, and you can have the numbers. You know, you can get some stats. And if you put that on your print media, then that's a little bit more efficient. In the real estate industry, some of the QR codes are being used, and instead of putting a sign out there with riders and flyers where people can come in and pull one out, and you know, the rain gets them wet and the sun dries them up and it blows them away, they're just doing this. You got a QR code right in the front lawn, and people can drive up, scan it, and it'll take you right to the website. It'll give you more information about the property, and maybe attach a video that says, hey, welcome to 123 Main Street. This is a great property, and it shows you a virtual tour. So those are many things that you can do. Like I said, you can link to a video. As soon as you scan a QR code, you can have a video that pops up. And here's a little example. So that's my good friend Roberto Monaco, and he's always helping me to be more productive, and a great guy, and he's the owner of Influenceology, him and Jeff, and they always push on video marketing, and they're mentors of mine when it comes to video marketing. So you can attach a video, and then the other thing you can do is property flyers. You know, you always have to have some property flyers as a real estate agent, right? This is specific for real estate agents, but for small business owners, you can have any sort of message that you want to give to your prospective clients, and you can attach a QR code with a video that talks about your firm. Maybe it's your law firm, or maybe it's if you're in the medical practice that has some sort of a special, or talks about some of the specialties that you do at your practice. So if you're in real estate, you can attach a map or a URL to your website. So it's really, really, really nice, the things you can do with the QR codes. Postcards. So any business, any entrepreneur can do the same thing. You can attach, you know, with your message, you can add a QR code. Then you can track how many people have actually seen your QR code, scanned your QR code, excuse me. And especially if you have a warm market, if you have a database. Some of the clients you've already dealt with, you send them a postcard. You might have a little something special that's specific to them. Thank you for doing business with me, or just gratitude or happy birthday. Something a little different than just getting an email or a standard postcard, happy birthday. So, like I said, be creative. When it comes to business cards, so business cards, some people have decided to just put the QR code on their business card, maybe with their name. I would suggest you have your basic information in the front and the back. You have a QR code, but not go to your website, but it go to maybe like a video introducing yourself, about me, kind of hey, thanks for coming. So it's really important that it's just my opinion, but I think it's important not to attach it straight to your website. It's better to attach a video of some sort. A little strategy that I would suggest, pretty powerful actually. So how can I use QR codes, which is the next thing, right? So Google, if you Google the word QR code generator, you'll get tons of information, but I added a few here that I use personally and that I would suggest. The goo.gl is the QR code generator by Google. So the bit.ly.com is the one I use the most. I love it. And the QR stuff, the last one there, qrstuff.com, lots of bells and whistles. You can kind of just check it out for yourself. You can use it for text. You can use it for attaching a website, any URL of your choice, a video, a map. Like I said, you can get really creative. You can even get a shirt and have a QR code on your shirt. So but the point is, when you can actually see the numbers, who's tracked them, you can see who's actually scanned your QR code. So that is great. You can see it right there. It's live, and that's the important thing. And these QR code generators also, you can actually generate the QR code, so you can save it as a JPEG, and then you can attach it anywhere you want, put on a flyer, or like I said, make a t-shirt out of it. So in conclusion, your customers are using QR codes, and some people are like, I don't believe in QR codes, or what's a waste of time. But it's not about what you think. Truly, it's about what do your customers think, or what does the population think? What are people doing? Everybody out there is a potential client, somebody that you can give a service to, or somebody that has a need that you can solve. So it's important to think like that. It's not about you, it's about them. So in business, being an entrepreneur, being a businessman, it's not about you, it's about them. What can you do for them? And if the customer is actually using and starting to use more and more, then it's something that you need to take into consideration. Like I said, Ralph Lauren, Audi, Starbucks, Ford, these large companies are using these QR codes, and every day more and more large corporations are starting to use these tools for marketing purposes. So the second point here, in conclusion, they work. QR codes work. It's proven and it's trackable. So definitely you can find out how well it's working. You can do A/B testing and just go from there. They're very efficient. You know exactly who scanned it and when, so you can track it. They're very trackable. Every view, every scan is trackable. So that's why it's very different from your basic mailers that you have no idea who's seen it unless they call you, right? So the last thing is, pretty much I would just leave you with is go and be creative, and share with me your ideas. Let me know what you're doing and what worked for you. Maybe there's something that you're doing that I've never heard of, and it's always good to share and brainstorm. And like I say, it's good to be in a circle of like-minded people, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So if you want more information, you can always reach me, and here's my information. I just want to thank you for viewing this video. Like I said, my name is Gerry Carrillo. I have a blog that's called thechullavistalife.com, but I'm also a real estate agent at sdhomes.com, and I am the social media manager at sdhomes.com as well. And you can just Google my name, or you can scan the barcode here, the QR code here at the lower right, And thank you for viewing. Have a great day.